Well, here's the Whiff's car, the 2000 Camry, and I had shown previously, because of this puddle of oil that was getting bigger and bigger and bigger in the October Came Early video. Well, we brought it in for service and it needed it. This is a 4-cylinder 5SFE engine, and it's a common problem that the oil pump seal leaks on them in time. So it's a big job. You have to remove the timing belt covers, and you're basically doing a timing belt. You're basically doing a water pump type job, if anybody's familiar with those. So those are $500, $600, $700 easy to start with. And I found a kit online that included not just the timing belt and the water pump and the seal for the oil pump, but also some other crankshaft seals and just a shit ton of parts all around. And another thing that I got in addition to that kit, or rather in that kit, was the actual oil pump itself for the engine came in that kit. And I bought separately an oil pan gasket because that has to come off as well. So this basically got a new timing belt, water pump, oil pump, all seals, and an oil change while you're at it. So it's got a new filter on there and all that good shit. So this was like, you know, figure $1,000 job, but the place I go to are nice people and they will do the work without having to buy the parts. So I brought them the parts. The kit that I got that included all of that stuff was $67. I think I paid about another $20, $30 and other stuff between the filter and the oil pan gasket and other bullshit like that. That was really it. Everything was included in that kit, so I spent under $100 in parts, and the labor was like $450, something like that. So around $550 everything got done. So I got a real nice deal on that, and he did a nice job too. One other interesting thing with this car, and I don't know why and can't figure it out either, is I'm not going to open this now because the car was run earlier, although it does feel cold. I don't want to take the chance, but you can go ahead and open the radiator to check to make sure that there's coolant in there when it's cold, and it's always right up to the top, no matter what. But the overflow bottle is always empty, and can't figure out why. I would fill it up, and as soon as a few days went by, the overflow would be empty, but you'd check this, and it was filled to the top. So you think, oh, maybe the hose has a hole or a leak in it. Maybe the bottle is cracked and has a leak in it. And I don't know what this stuff is that they put on it, but I did actually remove the bottle from the car, and I put a few PSI of compressed air in it and closed off everything else, and I didn't, you know, and some water, and I didn't see it leak out from anywhere. So I don't know what the deal is, but it seems to be holding. Maybe it's down a tad from there, but no matter what, every time I would fill this bottle up, it would just, the coolant would just vanish, and there was no rhyme or reason as to why. It certainly wasn't leaking through the thermostat or any of the bullshit here. I forget if this had to come off as well here, and it's actually hot in there, to do some crap. I forget. Oh yeah, I guess for the water pump I think it did. So that got a new seal, and all kinds of crazy shit had to be done, but they did all the work. And since then, this has been filled for 2-3 weeks, maybe even a month now. Car's running great, and the coolant is still in there. And it's interesting that that happens, because on my dad's Classic, which he doesn't have it as a Classic yet. I told him to register it as a Classic, so when his reg is up, he'll do that, which I guess is November. Anyways, he says he has exactly the same problem where the overflow bottle will not stay filled. And, oh, what the shit. Let's open the hood and take a look. Does anything look familiar? That's right. It's the same engine. They ran the same engine from at least 1986. In 87, the car got a whole facelift in that, and I think they did some modifications and improvements to the engine. But it's otherwise the exact same engine in this car. They moved the overflow bottle. It's not here because this is a cruise control module. They put the overflow over here instead. And there is stuff in it. But it was running before, so I don't know. I don't know. But my dad says that it always has the same problem. But it's just interesting how from at least 1986 they ran the same engine through 2001 for sure. So that had easily a 15-year run on the same engine with a little, you know, improvements, refinements, stuff like that. Oxygen sensor right there in front. These sensors here. Apparently he has a tinfoil shield down in there. I don't know if the camera will focus on that. I can't see in the light. Yeah, there it is. A little bit more colorful. I guess the wires he got are, instead of blue, they're red boots at the end. But it's otherwise the same engine. Here, take a look at that. While maybe not as pretty, because Toyota lost a lot of pride in their work. Oxygen sensor right in front, starter right there, the sensors and shit, you know, all that. And they moved the cruise control module over here. This is it. This is still, I don't know if it uses vacuum or if it's electronic on this. I think it's electronic or something. I'm not positive, but it's not over here anymore because this has ABS. So the ABS had to go here. But otherwise, it's the same friggin' engine that they ran for 15 years. So that was pretty cool. But anyway, like I said, all the work was done. The price was exceptionally reasonable. And the best part is it's not leaking out a quart of oil a week anymore. That was really starting to bother me because... you know, should I forget, or she said, I have to go to work, you know, or whatever, and faster than I could say, take my car instead, so there's no trouble, and we don't blow this up. It's done, it's fixed, and everything's good. There was one other minor issue with the car, in that the rear end was sort of clunking, so the guy said that it's the stabilizer links that were bad, so I picked up a set of those, and my dad and I replaced those. That wasn't too bad, although it took a lot longer than it was supposed to. And those were like $18. Clunking is still there, but it's much reduced. There's some other rubber bushings in the back that have gone bad as well, and those also need to be replaced. But that's nothing that we're going to do, because those bolts don't look very happy, and as it was, the ones that we took out of the stabilizer links were very unhappy looking after 18 years and 150,000 miles. And while we were at it, maybe you can see there's a spot there and a spot there. That is transmission fluid that's leaking, or that was leaking, and everything on the transmission looked good except for the gasket on the pan, and sure enough, the bolts on that were loose, so we tightened them up. And again, after that many miles, you know, so we'll keep an eye on that, but otherwise everything's good. Level's still good, I've checked that, and for right now it's running. Still get the P0420 code every once and again. And we're getting a P something or other code. I forget what the number is, EGR. So the EGR system is malfunctioning. And I think it's one of these two modules here that you do first. And then if not that, then you try one other thing. And then if not that, it's a third thing. But it's all pretty inexpensive stuff. The third thing is a pain in the ass to change. I don't remember where it was or what it was, but the other two are very easy and inexpensive. But it happens occasionally, and I can reset it and the check engine light will be out for a month. So good enough. Thanks to the EPA for all their bullshit and the auto start stop at every traffic light cars have to fucking shut off now. This doesn't have any of that bullshit. Still got a computer in it, but hey, what are you gonna do? Anyway, it's good to know that this is still in service and will continue to run for some time. So we'll leave it that way, and hopefully it will stay that way. Thank you for watching. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. I also have a small upgrade to do with this car, and there will be a video on that. Might be before this one, probably will be. Might be after, but we'll see it within a short period of time. Bye-bye.